Here it is. What do you know?
Get your ass to Mars.
Mission.
Wait.
15,
Counting?
14, 13,
All systems
12,
are go.
11,
I am the J-Time. Gotta have time to masturbate.
Well, I think it kind of speaks for itself. He just goes completely anti-science. Money for naughty favors.
Where's that mushroom toy?
You're a cunt now. You've always been a cunt.
I guess he's not being charged for hollering at them about masturbation and threats.
The only thing that's going to change is you're going to become an even bigger cunt.
When I have ideas, I just write them down. Hey, everybody, welcome to Get Live. Monday. I am the far too caffeinated J-Time.
I am the not nearly caffeinated enough Miss Parker.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can form a nice little inertia between.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. I hope I don't yawn. If I yawn, I will be
I'll
punished.
throw this in your face.
I will be punished
I'll
with
wake you up.
very strong coffee.
So, we're going to talk about, at some point in the show, we're going to talk about some fun things. Like we have new ideas for Roger Federer and Rolex to sponsor an idea that you may or may not have heard about already. And but first,
Well, let's also tease about the suicide pods.
that's
This is
what
a
I just was
perfect.
teasing.
Oh, was that what you were
Yeah,
teasing?
you just blew it. Might as well talk about it now.
Oh, no, we're not going to talk about it now. We're just going to tease it because nobody else would know what we were talking about based on that information. But yes, we're going to talk about suicide pods in Switzerland. It's a perfect topic for a very depressing day,
Yeah, it's raining, guys.
like crazy.
Yeah, it's not always sunny in sunny Santa Cruz. But let's shine some light on it. People hate, like half the people in the state hate Gavin Newsom.
I don't know about half.
About half.
They didn't succeed in recalling him.
Right. I mean, not quite half.
Yeah, a lot of people hate Gavin Newsom. for
There are
some-
signs in really nice places like Benicia where there's a sign up in the window that says Newsom sucks. And I'm like,
Why?
now I'm intrigued, right? Like, why does he suck? What is your pet peeve on Gavin Newsom? Well, I think he's brilliant because he is going to
I'm
use
trying to
Texas,
find.
make an example out of Texas.
I'm trying to find the downside of this. Newsom says he will use Texas abortion law tactics to restrict assault weapons.
That's the precedent. If that's the precedent, then we'll let California sue those who put ghost guns and assault weapons on our streets. You go, boy.
California Governor Gavin Newsom said he plans to use the same tactic as Texas's abortion law to target assault rifle sales after the Supreme Court declined to block enforcement of the law.
There you go.
Well, then I guess they can't block
Yeah.
what he's trying to do either, right?
Sounds fair to me.
He uses the same logic that you can sue.
Yeah,
Individuals
anybody
can
can
sue anybody
You got an
For-
abortion?
for having an abortion. Well, they can sue a gun manufacturer for
Proactive abortion.
retroactive abortion,
Uh,
retroactive intended abortion.
he said, yeah, basically anybody. So you could do that. You could call up and make a gun order. Place a gun order with one of these ghost gun guys and then sue him.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get him to build you a gun and sue him. Seems like anyone who manufactures, private citizens can sue anyone who manufactures, distributes, or sells an assault weapon or ghost gun kit or parts in the state of California.
So explain to me what a ghost gun kit is.
It's like, okay, so you can order these guns that come in parts, and then you have an armor put it all together for you, or if you're good enough, you can do it yourself.
So the
These are like
weapons.
DIY gun kits.
So you can't actually purchase the
Yeah, and if you
the
purchase
manufactured weapons, but
Right.
you can purchase the parts and have them put together.
Yep, I believe that's the way it works.
Okay.
So, hey,
So
thanks,
it's a
Texas.
workaround. Yeah. Thank
No,
you.
it's quite. It just illustrates too the ridiculousness. Because of course you're going to be like, oh, California governor is trying to take away your Second Amendment rights. Here we go again.
Yep.
It's just another talking point.
I wasn't sure if
I thought it
this
was very clever
real.
on his part. If the states can shield their laws from review by federal courts, then California will use that authority to help protect lives, Newsom said on Twitter.
The Supreme Court recently ruled that abortion providers in Texas can proceed with lawsuits challenging SB 8, the country's most restrictive abortion law, which bans the procedure after about 6 weeks of pregnancy.
Yeah.
But the justices declined to block enforcement of the law while court battles continues. That was a grammatical error, so the law remains in effect. The ruling was a narrow victory for abortion clinics. Texas had sought to make the law nearly impossible to challenge in federal court, arguing that abortion providers could not contest it in advance and had to wait until they were sued for violating it.
So you see what's going on here. This is a lot of people have, when a high court like that sets a precedent, it can work in ways that you couldn't possibly imagine.
Right.
So it's just like,
and
you got to think about that.
it seems like they
this
made
is
this
chess, not checkers.
they made this decision awfully quickly and didn't think about how it could be used in other ways, or maybe they don't care.
Well, the Supreme Court was just like, oh, okay, fine. California's just like, okay, we'll take away, we'll make it like not so great for you to get caught selling these ghost guns. Anyway,
So it's just going to make.
I imagine ghost gun refers to a gun that's not registered because it came in parts.
Right. So it's going to make manufacturers jittery.
Well, not manufacturers, lawful manufacturers. They're talking about these
Right.
guns in particular.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's
it'd
going to
be neat
make
if they
them.
went out. I don't think there's a lot of weapons manufacturers here in California. I think they're in other places. The most popular brands.
Right, but there are these illegal or ghost
Yeah,
manufacturers.
no. Again, it's like the primer. You can just regulate the primer if you wanted to. Outlaw primers.
Right.
Or make it so you can only buy X amount of primers if you're like a loader. That seems pretty simple. Hell, you could just outlaw the chemicals that make the primer. Done. But no, if you can buy a bunch of pieces of a gun, you can have it modified to be fully automatic. That would be illegal here in California. But if somebody builds it for you, then I guess that's sort of a loophole that they found. I don't know. Everybody should have an assault weapon. It'd be fun for those of us that know how to use them.
I think the thing about an assault weapon is anybody can shoot somebody with it.
Well, I
You
mean,
can-
but some people could do way more damage.
right, exactly. But
Usually level-headed, skilled, like highly trained people. Like, remember what happened with that one dude who was running around killing people with he was an ex-soldier. He killed a whole bunch of cops. Right? And he
Where was
going-
that?
It was in Southern California. Remember they burned him out they found him in a cabin. They burned it.
oh, that guy.
So, that guy was going after cops. He wasn't like going into a school and just shooting, turkey.
Going into a school and shooting turkeys.
Going into a movie theater like that dude did in Denver.
Right.
Or
That guy.
Aurora. Yeah,
Was that Dylan Roof?
couldn't miss. No, that was some James guy.
Oh, Dylan Roof was the guy in, I think it was North Carolina.
Hey, on a lighter note. But yeah, these
This
are
is
all things
Maniacal Monday. We can be maniacal.
Yeah. So we veer
Not
off
funny.
on a little tangent. So it's like, hey, I could do with less automatic weapons around me. I don't mind them if I know you. Like Jackson might have a gun or two. He's trained and he's stable, I trust him to have as many guns as he wants. I know the guy's not going to be shooting up a school anytime soon. It's all those CBDs. Speaking of CBDs,
Excellent segue. Man, you've got the segue
we went
thing
from
down
assault
these
rifles
days.
to CBDs.
To Hopecraft CBDs without a seam.
I'm the king of non sequitur segue.
That was an excellent segue.
Thank you. Hopecraft CBDs, Jackson Tyne and Tammy Tyne, who I'm going to go visit when I go out to Telluride. So
How close are they?
about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Nice. That's doable.
Yep. Jackson Tyne and Tammy Tyne are constantly working on improving the sustainability of their farms. They care about the environment. They care about climate change. Most of all, they care about you. And I'm going to oversee personally the manufacturing of the loop. I'll be over there, like looking over your shoulder.
You're going to pull out one of his automatic weapons and say,
Make it
Lou!
this way.
Hopecraft CBDs is more than 11 years in the making, and they make salves and massage oils and candy and tinctures and hopefully lube.
I have
And
anything to say about it.
Nibbles will have a mini
Yeah,
semi-automatic
hit her little machine gun.
to insist that her dog treats be made.
She gets, watch how fast the interns run.
Yeah.
Oh, crap,
Yeah, she doesn't
CBD.
have a great track record with interns.
Veteran owned and family owned.
Yep.
Looking
Visit
forward to
Hope-
meeting Tammy in person.
Oh, you've never met her in person? Wow. Well, visit hopext.com. That's HOPEXT.com.
And our promo code STFUJ for up to 30% off. Fire them up. Check them out. All right. Are we done talking about this? Is comical though. This is really good. It's a good way to just sort of like be like, look, see, we can do just dumb shit too. But what the fuck is the point? Doesn't change it.
It could make a difference.
I mean,
It could make illegal ghost gun manufacturers
well, I mean, it
nervous.
could. Hey, it could open Texas up for that same shit. If somebody puts forth a law in Texas,
I don't see anyone
Purple
in
State.
Texas
coming
well,
for you guys. You want to talk about this right here?
Yeah, no,
Next one.
the next one. This is a lighter story. So Donald Trump and Bill O'Reilly have kicked off this
I thought you were going to say something
mutual
totally more
masturbation / circle jerk
tour of the century.
tour of the century, promoting themselves, and they kicked off in what they hoped would be quite a large crowd in Florida, but there were a lot of empty seats, and they ended up moving people from the cheap seats into the expensive seats
Oh, yeah, you
because
gotta make
nobody
them-
would buy the expensive seats.
You want to go listen to this two fucking fossils ramble on about nonsense. And Bill O'Reilly's history
Wow.
tour. So what is he going to just like? They're like, oh, it's the history tour. This is where we totally make shit up and then tell you it's history.
Well, their history, because they're old, irrelevant assholes.
Bye bye. They can't last much longer.
So Trump tweeted, "Massive crowd headed into FLA Live. The Trump O'Reilly history show starts soon."
O'Reilly,
O'Reilly.
the former Fox host, emphasis on former fuckhole of Fox.
Chester
Host wrote on-
molester
yeah.
of Fox.
See you in Sunrise, Florida in a little while, and tomorrow, Orlando, the former president said in a statement. Big crowds.
Let's see. How do we define big?
Bill O'Reilly, big as his head.
Oh, they're describing the
Oh,
stadium as cavernous.
cavernous and empty. Many seats that remained empty. So yeah, oops, and they were upgraded. You got upgrade.
The top level.
Reminds me of Idiocracy.
Got-
The pimp's name is Upgrade.
Oh, right.
There's Trump. President Camacho.
The top level was closed off, and those who had tickets for that area were upgraded to the lower bowl, the newspaper reported. So this is an interesting precedent. So
The
I
lower bowl.
I wonder if people will just refuse to pay for expensive tickets now, and they'll say, we'll just get upgraded. I mean,
Lower bowl is the last place the turd circles before it gets flushed.
yeah. Well, if you're at a Trump rally, you're circling the
Circling
toilet
it.
hole anyway. Yeah.
So they moved them to the lower bowl. They got upgraded so they could be closer to the COVID. Pack them
Yeah,
in.
they could get the spittle.
Pack them all in. Pictures on social media showed the top tier of the arena completely empty. So, I mean, how many seats? Who cares?
Who cares? The people who paid for the cheap seats got to go to the expensive seats.
It says our country, he says, our country, in my opinion, is no longer respected. It's like, yeah. I wonder
Yeah.
why.
Yeah,
I
it
can't-
takes
I can't-
once
I
trust
can't
is
imagine
broken,
why.
it takes a long time to
Mm.
get it back. That trust is still
Yeah.
broken
Yeah.
because of you, dumb fuck.
In case you didn't realize, that's what I was alluding to.
Yeah. It's a horrible thing to say, but I don't feel America right now is great.
Oh, God. What define it? Like, great. Define that. what do they call that when you just say a thing? It's just this thing. Like he's like the guy. He's like the guy that women on Tinder like complain about. They're like, if all you're gonna say is like hello or I'm cool or whatever, like, he always responds with the same thing. Great. It's not great. It's terrible. Everything's horrible. But we weren't under Putin.
It's
We were great under
disgraceful.
Putin, apparently. President Putin was a great president.
Donald Trump was a great Putin puppet.
Putin puppets coming up in the next segment.
Band name.
Band name. Oh, what was the other
Puppets.
band name? I thought.
You must have thought of it.
I thought
Talked
of
to
it,
yourself
went
about it.
poof.
You
Yep,
didn't
I
talk
must-
to me about it.
Could have been talking to somebody.
Oh, this
entirely
is a great quote. The ones I did the best with were the tyrants, because we're the same.
different. Oh,
For whatever reason, I got along great with Putin.
God.
I got along great with President Xi.
That's because you
Of
didn't have a
China.
choice.
I got along with Kim Jong Un of North Korea. And isn't that good?
Well, it's because you know how to speak tyrant, you douchebag.
It's because you.
There was love in the air,
Oh God.
unlike with Melania.
You know what it is? Exactly. That's
There's the stink in the air.
he. What is it? He lowers his eyes. He shows deference to big macho dictator
I guess.
types, and they like it, and because they see an opportunity, so they get along.
Well, then why does
really
he
well.
like Bill O'Reilly? I guess Bill O'Reilly is a tyrant. We'll do it live.
Bill O'Reilly is just a washed-up, fired Fox News host.
I'm surprised they didn't buy him out and fill him with like cardboard cutouts like in baseball.
Of black people.
Oh God. There you go. Hey everybody, we'll be back in the next segment with Lauren Boebert. We'll be back in a minute. This is Nothing Yet Live. I am Doug J.
I am your Miss Parker.
Like, share, mash the button, tell people. And we'll be back in a minute. Do that.